Hello world, Phil here with some creepy and strange TikTok conspiracies that just might change your perspective.
Hi, can I help you?
Hi, is this the house with, is your daughter the one with the Tesla in the truck?
The Tesla in the truck.
See, this is why I don't open my
Well,
doors.
what happened?
Oh, I'm supposed to, I think I might have to, could you come to the door, please? I have to look at your face.
No, I can't at this time. What happened?
So I'm a CIA agent, and there's an FBI house that, there's a house filled with FBI agents. I thought it was this house, but I guess I'm mistaken. There's a house filled with FBI agents, and they're,
F out of here, bro.
actively infringing on American rights, and they're betraying their badge, and they've been caught betraying their badge, so they're stuck in a house, and I thought this was the house they're stuck in.
No, no one's stuck here.
Okay.
And where do they sell this drugs you've done?
No one who lives with you.
And who are you? Who are you? Are you a neighbor?
I'm a CIA agent. I'm a neighbor. I'm looking for the FBI house. And I guess it's not your house.
No, this isn't the FBI house.
What?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Weird conspiracy theories. What if your pillow could collect your dreams and in the morning you could plug it in and watch it all over again? That'd be lit. What if we used to be able to make wishes but someone wished we couldn't? Kind of insane. This is a photo from the 1940s of what many believe to be a megalodon shark swimming next to a U-boat. That's too much. What if the bruises and small cuts we randomly get are from our soulmates getting injured? That's a stretch. Many experts believe that by the year 2045 we'll achieve digital immortality, uploading our minds to a computer and back to a different body. And what if Mr. Krabs is Pearl's sugar daddy, which is why she's always calling him daddy and asking for money? Damn.
Hey.
President Kennedy was because he was going to release information on this. It's a burn document that was found, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, and it talked about buildings being on the dark side of the moon. He was in the Navy. He had a top security clearance. He was going to be handling video and film that came back from combat missions. And he goes, he got brought into a room one day. He said, the guy said, stay here, wait right here, I'll be right back. And he goes, so I'm standing in this dark room where they're developing the film, and the guy says, hey man, you want to see something really cool? Come over here. So he's like, oh, okay. So he goes, I go over there and check it out. And he starts showing me buildings on the dark side of the moon. And he said to me, these aren't ours. 40 different creatures that were coming here, 40 different aliens or 40 different terrestrials, ETs that were coming here. One of the
pictures online of these bases.
England said the U.S. has been dealing with a group called the Tall Whites for like the last 15 or 20 years. The Tall Whites were a group of very Nordic-looking extraterrestrials, very tall, light
Heard of
hair,
them too?
Just very, very big. There was some talk that in the early 30s that there was a guy, his name was Thor, and he was a tall white, and he was working within the Senate and Congress. You know, UFOs were as real as planes that fly over your house. I mean, he said, there's no denying it, they're there. You know, we know they're there.
Here's a crazy clip. So this person throws food off of their cruise ship, and then they zoom into the water to see what happens.
Those fish
and
come
like an endless crab leg buffet, you see all these fish just going at every single piece. But this got me remember that one video of that one kid who jumped off the cruise ship because his friends dared him to?
I remember that.
Imagine the moment he touched that water. It was dark too, by the way. He would have just felt the bites and the little nips in the dark as he sees his cruise ship just sail away into the distance.
Not
only that, he would hear his friends, so-called friends, recording him laughing. And that's the last thing he hears.
And
all he feels is a bunch of fish just biting at him as the light from the cruise ship just fades slowly in the distance. And of course the cruise ship comes back and they can't even find the kid. Crazy, man. Just remember, don't be stupid, man.
What's your favorite?
Conspiracy theory? The favorite's always the war ones, because it's just so crazy that they'll just
sometimes I wonder why we go to war.
And that it's always been a thing. You know, Hitler burned the Reichstag, and Nero burned Rome, and you know, the Gulf of Tonkin incident, and there were the Operation Northwoods thing that they planned that was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff and vetoed by Kennedy, where they're going to arm Cuban friendlies and have them attack Guantanamo Bay and blow up a jetliner and blame it on Cuba. They were going to do some wild shit to try to get us to go to war with Cuba.
Yeah?
Those are the most fascinating.
That's true.
Because there are a bunch of people at high-level positions in the government that are conspiring to get us to go to war. And this is what Eisenhower warned us about at the end of his presidency. He warned about the military-industrial complex. It was a fascinating speech. And if you think about it now, it's like, God damn, was he right? That to me is the most fascinating, because it seems like there's just this machine that's always been running society.
I have some family members in the military, and one thing they always used to say to me is, we're at wars all the time, like, and nobody knows about it, or the news doesn't even talk about it. Is this real? Like, can you drive a Trackhawk with the controller? Okay, so y'all see this Tesla flying, right? I'm trying to figure out, what is the goal here? Like, why?
What if I told you that everything around you right now is just a translation of the mind and everything is fake? You are not alive. You're dead. You're not awake. You're asleep. Would you believe me? Let me ask you a question. Do you know where you came from before you came to this life?
God's energy?
Heaven?
Yes or no? Do you know?
No, I don't know for sure.
Do you know where you're going after this life?
Heaven?
I don't know for sure.
When you came to this world, did you come here with some sort of investment? Did you bring something with you? Or did you come here empty-handed?
Naked.
All the money you made in this world and all the gains and all the people you met and all the women and all the kids, when you leave this world, do you take anything with you?
No.
So in this world, from my understanding and your understanding, no matter what you came here with, which is nothing, no matter what you gain in this world, does not go with you. You didn't come here with nothing. You're not leaving with nothing. So in this lifetime, you don't gain anything and you don't lose anything.
You know, I think he has an interesting perspective on how the afterlife could be or couldn't be with you coming here with nothing and leave with nothing. But I definitely do think that the soul learns, or rather this life is the tutorial.
This is the world's largest conspiracy theory iceberg. And in this TikTok, we're gonna go through each and every single one. Moving on, we got the McFly code. This theory basically states that Back to the Future and all of its sequels predicted the future. Basically what the theory says is that by hiding images within the movie, they were able to basically
I think they
warn
predicted
the future,
like
or maybe set the future in motion. Some people go as far as to say this even predicts 9/11, as well as other disasters that happened. But what is believed is by putting these things in the movie, they actually set course human history to make these things happen. Virtual reality, flat screen TVs, Google Glass, holograms. Some people think that this
I don't
has
know.
a
That's
much bigger
just
meaning
the imagination.
But as you know,
thinking of the
we
future.
got a long way to go, cuz.
What they figured out with almond milk was we can take leftover parts of almonds and the ones that are broken and unsightly, and we can use those to make milk. And it's just a few almonds and some canola oil and some high fructose corn syrup, some flavorings, and we blend it up and we sell it for like $8.
Oh, so now nothing is safe. Now we can't have
almond milk.
almond
Is high in phytic acid that sucks minerals out of your bones. You have to take more minerals, and it's also high in oxalates, which are the things that are causing kidney stones.
You think this is true?
Gout and
that
joint pain when you wake up.
Not even healthy milk is healthy.
Skin, and you're eating a ton of these high oxalate foods like almond milk and kale smoothies and all. This can be why, because it's making tiny razor sharp calcium oxalate crystals in your skin that are coming out. So I don't recommend almond milk. So then we say, well, oat milk. Okay, that is the biggest scam on the planet right now. It raises your blood sugar as much as drinking a Coke.
What if I told you that no one on Earth knows how electric eels reproduce?
What are you talking about?
The eels have a reproduction cycle, and no matter where they are in the world, they all swim to the Bermuda Triangle. And we've tried to follow them in, but we can't. It's the Bermuda Triangle, and it's during the monsoon season.
So nobody's going near that.
No, it's storms. Like, no one would live.
They're hiding something.
No, they're hiding something. You could take an eel out of the water and put it into a bucket. Whenever that time came to reproduce, they would swim in the direction of the Bermuda Triangle in the bucket.
I need verification.
They have something
They have an
in
internal
them.
compass.
Yes, they do, and it's weird. Like,
what happens to the people who capture eels?
The people that have eels at aquariums and stuff, they die and they have to go get other ones because they will not reproduce unless
the Earth is flat.
No, the Earth is a globe.
False. I have proof.
Try me.
The Genesis 1:7 states that God made the firmament, dividing the waters above from the waters below. That's why the sky is blue.
Yes, the Bible does say that, however. That is not what it meant. The waters above refer to the evaporated water, which are the clouds. The sky is blue because blue light is scattered more than other colors because it travels in smaller and shorter waves.
Okay. Well, have you seen the blue marble pictures? It's obviously CGI. Just look at how they've
the
copied
Earth is
and pasted
enormous
parts
and
of it.
moving.
All the images of space
Just
are
saying.
fake. We can't leave the firmament.
It is unlikely to be CGI. The pictures we have of the full globe are taken as it is spinning and then put together to get one image, As a result, some parts of the image will look the same or similar.
NASA owns one of the largest recording studios in the world. Why is that? The images we get from NASA at 100,000 FT are completely different to solo scientists who have sent their own cameras into the upper atmosphere, so someone is lying.
Okay, well, if it was flat, then how would solar eclipses work? Shall we just agree to disagree? We're probably just a simulation anyway.
Haha, we probably are.
Listen, I know we all have our own beliefs, but when it comes to flat Earth, I'm just not subscribed to it. There's too many different things I want to know that flat Earth doesn't really account for, like 24-hour daytime in Antarctica or Alaska, depending on the season, lunar eclipses, wind, solar eclipses. How come the moon and the sun look bigger on the horizon but smaller overhead? How can someone 12,000 miles away can see the same side of the moon as me if it was small? How come there's no runaway greenhouse effect, if we're inside a dome? If the sun is relatively close, then why is there snow on mountains? And why does it get colder the closer you get, or higher you get in altitude or closer? Why doesn't the moon or the sun break the sound barrier?
One of the creepiest and weirdest conspiracy theories says that for the last
I've seen this place before, Bohemian Grove.
Many of the most powerful men in the world, and it is only men, gather at this secret location,
politicians,
to perform a ritual
celebrities,
in front of a giant owl statue. The place is called Bohemian Grove, they say, and attendees include almost every former president, CEOs, any power player in society. They gather here once a year in front of the owl and the bonfire. The weirdest and most chilling part of all of this is that it's totally true and not controversial. You can go to Wikipedia, just go look up Bohemian Grove. It's a known location. You can go there right now. It's all fenced off. It even includes a photo from one of the gatherings. This is from 1967. There's Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, all just sitting around the table. The ceremony they perform in front of the owl statue is called Cremation of Care, and the powerful people dress up in costumes. The giant owl statue is called the Owl Shrine, and it has speakers and audio equipment inside of it so that it can speak to them in a booming voice.
Yeah, someone has snuck up on it. One of the first meetings to discuss the Manhattan Project happened at Bohemian Grove. And yes, it's still in operation. Recent attendees include Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. This, by the way, is why I so strongly dislike fake conspiracy theories, because you don't need to make things up. No, it's crazy.
Powerful people are weirdos.
The world ended in 2012. Remember in the year 2020, when people believed that we were actually in the year 2012 because of the switch from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar in 1752, and that the belief that the world was going to end in 2012 or 2020 could actually be true. What if they were right? I don't know about you, but time has been passing by faster than ever, and everyone has been so negative.
Because you pay bills now. That's what I say. Because you got bills.
2020. You know, the global pandemic that led to the death of millions, the close down of businesses, economic crisis, and the stay-at-home orders. What if the world as we know it did end? We just didn't notice. Theories suggest that we are currently living in a different reality, and while some believe that the world actually ended in our perceived 2012, and others believe it ended in the Julian calendar 2012, both agree that there has been some sort of paradigm shift that has altered reality as we know it. And we all should know by now that there are hidden messages in our films and TV shows. So what if the film 2012 was trying to tell us something? But what do you think? Have you noticed anything strange lately?
Excuse me, I didn't ask for whipped cream.
Oh, you didn't ask for whipped cream? Did you say that at the register?
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Okay, so that means that this isn't your fucking drink.
Oh.
So if you could, kindly sit your ass down, and I will call you when your drink is ready.
Oh.
Okay.
Come on, let's go. I'd like to blow that whistle, sir. Damn.
Oh.
What did you say to me? What? What did you say?
Gen Z versus Boomer.
I heard you say something I didn't like. What was that?
Oh, it's going down.
What? Who the hell you think you are? What did you just say to me? God damn it, you're on thin
Now,
ice
see,
now.
these boomers used to work 50 hours a week.
I'm on thin ice? Yeah, you. I'll tell you something. Never in my 76 years of life has anybody ever said that to me. Really? Yeah, really.
Uh-oh. Oh, he said square up.
Sir, I don't want to fight you over.
You should.
Sir, all I said was I wanted to launch your missile.
Well, I don't even know what the hell that means other than it should have been said.
He said them fighting
I can
words.
take you with that nappy hairdo.
Oh.
What is that? Look at it.
My hair?
Roasting.
Your hair. Come on. Let's go.
I don't want to fight you though, sir. I'm scared.
My man standing on business.
Now, get the hell out. Go. Go.
I love you. I'm sorry. All right, okay, I'm leaving.
You know why you should never swim in the ocean? There's this guy on TikTok called Ryan who makes fishing videos. One night, he's on his boat with his crew and they're deep in the ocean. You know, way out to sea, there's really nothing around them. Ryan is in bed in his cabin when he hears a strange noise outside. So he gets out of bed and goes to the deck of the boat to see what it is. And there he hears someone shouting in the distance in the pitch black. To be honest, it's scary as hell. Wait, I'll show you the video, but that's not the worst of it. At one point, the noise stops and they stop hearing noise.
Oh, like sirens.
In the boat, except that 2 hours later, he hears an even scarier noise right next to him, and then he sees that something is following them in the water right next to the boat. They never knew what it was, but either it's an animal we haven't discovered yet, because dolphins and whales don't scream like that. And the second theory is that it could be a mermaid. Well, you never know, man. But the ocean is really the scariest thing in the world, I think.
Depending on where the planets are, can that affect us physically? Like the Mercury in retrograde. Is that a real thing for you? Do you believe in that?
It making you lazy.
The good thing about science is when it's true, it's not a matter of whether you believe in it. It would be true for everyone at all times. When it really mattered to people what the planets were doing in the sky, in that day, we're talking 2,000 years ago, Earth was believed to be in the center of all motion. We would later learn and confirm that the sun is in the center of that motion and not Earth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what we see is Mercury going around the sun right in front of our eyes. But Mercury is always going forward. If you went to a car race and you're watching the car go around the track,
got it.
And it comes from left to right in front of you, and then it goes right to left on the other side of the track. You don't invent a word for that. You don't say, oh, that car is now in retrograde. No, because the car is always moving forward.
So you're saying there's no truth to that. This is just made up astrology.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is
all
left
right.
over from a time
So I just be feeling lazy
when
then.
people's egos were so large that they actually believed that a planet in the sky gave a rat's ass about anything in your life.
I just want to say that question was from Wiz Khalifa. That was not from me.
A lot of people would be surprised to find out that a giraffe is a formidable opponent for a lion. Like, these lionesses have definitely set up this giraffe. You know, somebody's hiding in the front, somebody's hiding, off to the sides. But you'll be surprised to see that this giraffe actually holds its own. Like, and in my mind, I really wasn't sure. But now, it's starting to make sense though. It is like a rather large, I don't even know what you call a giraffe. A giraffe, you know what I mean?
The giraffe has the speed and stamina to outrun the pride. But it's being chased into a trap.
That's what I was saying.
The lead female waits.
Lions, set up traps and have somebody waiting. It's a dirty game out here. But will the giraffe make it through?
It's now up to
Place your bets now. I got things to do today. I really don't got time for this. Told you, giraffe. Hold its own.
Most lion hunts end in failure.
A lot of Christians will not listen to Taylor Swift anymore. They believe she's crossed a line. She's doing way too much demonic shit. There's a really
She used to be a country singer.
Crazy conspiracy theory about one of her songs in particular. Craziest conspiracy theory ever about Taylor Swift is that she is the rejuvenated clone of the high priestess of the Church of Satan, Zena LaVey. Their lips, nose, eyes look identical. They both happen to have the same fixation of snakes and snake handling. And it's insane because they're both renowned singer-songwriters. Like, that's their main job. Each of them, they have too much in common. Now, in 2023, 2023, there's definitely been an uptick in the amount of demonic symbolism in Taylor Swift's music videos.
Definitely was crazy
this amazing
last
Christian
year.
TikToker Karu got millions of likes for saying,
"Here's why I don't listen to Taylor Swift anymore as a Christian."
His theory that he talks about specifically is about the Willow music video, where there's this string attached to her piano, and anytime someone hears her play music, they get entranced and obsessed with her. They want to be by her. And his whole point was that people get so obsessed with Taylor to the point where they're almost worshiping her, like she has their soul.
Her
in the video, she's on her ritualistic witch ceremony.
If you've ever had her in town, she shuts the town down.
Are obsessed with Taylor, and she follows that string right back to her piano because that's what gets people to be obsessed with her. That's where her power lies. This makes sense because Willow is very demonic coded on tour.
Now we'll just interrupt this type of whatever this is. That's why I'm talking in between it right
Before
now.
I say the craziest part about this whole conspiracy theory, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about each year's favorite celebrities and requests who you want to see next. Taylor has a whole EP for this song called The Witch Collection with songs like Dancing Witch version, Lonely Witch version, Moonlit Witch version. She's admitting she's a witch.
They might come after me for telling you this. Moving on to the end of our list here, we have the Rothschild Rockefellers. This refers to the two most powerful and richest families in the world. Starting off with the Rothschilds,
I heard about them
which
for
was
a
five
while
brothers that
now.
basically own and control the banking in all of Europe. Through this, they amassed a fortune. And since then have funded major military efforts, bailed out banks and even governments, and basically have their companies and hand in almost every country across the world.
Every
On
business.
the other side in America,
Right.
we have the Rockefellers, who amassed their fortune through industrialization and the monopolization of the oil company. With this money,
Heard
they
of
were
them
able to
too.
fund such projects like the atomic bomb, the invention of nuclear weapons, and even had a major role in funding and creating the UN. The
Really?
actual net worth of both these families is unknown, but it could be anywhere from 500 billion upwards to the trillions. And the theory here is that they control everything, from what you hear, to the money you receive, to the systems put in order that you follow. And of course, guys, with a lot of money comes a lot of power. But power leads to dangerous situations. And even though this is theory, revealing this information could be very dangerous because...
Honestly, I've been hearing about the Rothschilds for years now. Apparently they own everything and invest in everything, and anything you want to see, they're a part of. But I really wonder how long it's going to last because they're getting pretty old.
Did you know that every time you hear your name being called without anyone actually calling it, it's actually you in a coma and your family is trying to wake you up? Listen carefully. You'll be shocked.
How's this work?
There's a theory that when we're in a coma, we still think we're active in our daily lives. Imagine that you're lying unconscious in a hospital bed and your family is desperately waiting for you to wake up, but you have no idea. Your brain is doing everything to keep you in the dark, creating an alternate reality where you're awake, living a normal life. Each time you hear your name, it's like a crack in that illusion, your family attempting to bring you back to reality. But deep down,
I don't know about that.
Your subconscious knows the truth, leaving breadcrumbs for you. That's why you seem convinced that someone has called you, when in reality, it's not at all the case. Moments of deja vu and strange dreams are the clues to guide
It's a
you back to
possibility, but
reality. So, the next time you hear your name without explanation, perhaps you're actually in a coma, and your
It should be
family
more
is
fun.
desperately trying to wake you up.
There are a lot of conspiracy theories about south of the border, so I went
I've
to
been
check
here
it
before,
out myself.
like late 90s.
I wanted to see if it would be busy during busy
And
season.
it was dying back then.
There was this weird abandoned theme park that no one was at. We decided to go into the stores. There were lots of cars,
souvenir shops and lots of cars, but nobody
but
there.
not lots of people.
Right. I see. I experienced that same thing. Yeah.
There was so much merchandise, but no one was
Yeah,
shopping.
like lots of souvenirs.
What do you think about this place?
Like late 80s, it was like popping, but like I remember late 90s doing a road trip and it was dead. That's it for today's compilation. If you like these videos, then go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you want to keep continuing down the rabbit hole, then check out my other videos.